everybody. It's Wednesday for you in your ears, but it's Memorial Day for me and my little buddy Blade here. I'm Brett Michelle, and yes, that is right. Last night, we kicked off the summer in the most elite way possible with AEW Double or Nothing 2025. Hi, Blade.
Hi, Brett. So good news. It was Double or Nothing. It was fantastic. And I had hummus yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
I had cheeseburgers, potato salad, and chips and queso.
I had hummus. It's pretty good.
Hummus is pretty cool. I mean,
Trader Joe's. Just
you on a health kick?
Yeah, I've lost like 30 pounds.
Hey, go you.
Hey, thanks. I wore my Terry Funk Forever shirt yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wore a shirt that says, I pooped in the Tower Bar bathroom.
And that's why Hangman won.
And today we are talking about the fucking party that was Double or Nothing 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my favorite pay-per-view of the year so far. This was some of the most fun I've had as a wrestling fan in a long time. Last night felt like a turning point in pro wrestling to me. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to over exaggerate and be like, this was one of the most significant nights of pro wrestling in years. But like, I kind of think it was like, this was like, I mean, but you know, we've been AEW fans for a long time, but this was the first time the presentation to me, like visually, aesthetically, production wise, I was like, oh, they just leveled the fuck up tonight. Like
massively.
this felt like what it used to feel like for me as a kid watching a pay-per-view. It was just like nonstop. Every match was incredible. Like all of the moments were great. And wow, it really felt like AEW kind of taking that next step to be like a top dog company.
It really did. The entrances were fantastic.
Yeah.
Really,
big time.
Really killer entrances.
Everyone looked like stars.
Oh my God. And there's so much to get to, but I think, the main event had this big fight feel that you always hear Jim Ross talk about.
Yeah.
Man, they nailed it last night.
They've been nailing those like pretty regularly. I mean, even when at Revolution, like the buzz in the building for Mox and Cope was crazy. Like it felt like in the way they presented it, they started doing what WWE does where they've got both of them in the ring when they make the announcement for like this match, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And like, man, it was they've just been nailing it, like making it feel important,
Yeah.
And when I mean, not to get ahead, but when Hanger wins, like that crowd just exploded, like
it was unreal. I mean, it was really, I came out of my body for a second when Hanger won.
I did. I watched with a bunch of friends. We had a little barbecue over here and
nice.
Like, dude, I throughout the whole night, I mean, not just the Hangman moment, but the whole night was just like everyone cackling and cheering and having, it was just, man. Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about some goddamn pro wrestling.
Okay, so I just figure we'll just go match by match here and share a few thoughts and dwell on the really outstanding shit a little longer.
Pre-show, we're not professionals here. We're just having fun. We're just shooting a shit on a Monday.
That's right. We are far from professionals. In fact, pre-show was very solid. The two matches that happened there were a lot of fun. We're definitely getting women's tag titles sooner than later.
I really hope so.
Anna Jay and Harley Cameron beat Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Both teams wore matching gear. It looked awesome. It was a cool aesthetic, and they had a great match. Like,
no, when Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford came out and they were matching, I was like, oh shit. Yeah. That looks cool as fuck. Like, Megan Bayne's gear looked cooler than it has lately. She had a really cool looking crown and That cape didn't have the big gold dick on the back. Like
I don't know how she ever thought that was a good idea.
Well,
like who did that and didn't tell? Like I'd put a dick and balls on the back of her robe. But also Harley and Anna Jay were color coordinated. They looked awesome. Lots of tag team cohesion, lots of double team moves, which I thought really added to the experience of being a viewer. And Anna Jay and Harley were able to get the win over Megan Bayne and Penelope. But this just
there was a great face plant into a butt.
There was. Oh, that's right. That's right. They did the where they're like bashing her head into her ass. Yeah.
What do you call that? A front belly stink face? Or
yeah, that was very funny. That was a front belly stink face. I mean, that's accurate. That's an accurate description.
It was fun.
The other match that we got was a fucking amazing 8-man tag. Bandito, AR Fox, Hologram, and Commander beat RPG Vice. That's Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta. Crew, Action Andretti, and Leo Rush by pinfall. This was a fucking fun match. Holy shit. The Luchadors with AR Fox was just unbelievable.
Anytime AR Fox is in a ring,
I was just gonna say
it's going to be a spectacle. You know what I mean? He's so unique, man. He's got the way he moves is like, I sometimes I don't get it. Like I don't really understand like how he does the things he does, but that's
Gravity has different rules for AR Fox. It's really crazy.
Nobody works the ropes like him what it is the things he finds to do off of the ropes in like springboardy type fashion is insane.
Yeah, he's got a very unique moveset. And I think, look, you put this guy on TV, people just want to see more of him. And, this is a guy who seems like he's kind of been on the shit list for 2 years almost, where it's like, I know he got in some poo-poo when he no-showed, when he couldn't go to the UK for the first All In. And it seems like he's kind of got his way out of the doghouse, and they keep putting him on TV for a reason. This guy gets over when he's on TV, and he's a force. AR Fox is going to end up getting a push just by continuing to be on TV.
How old is he?
I could look it up. Let me look it up. I don't think he's like ancient or anything, but I don't think he's like exceptionally young either. Let's see. He's
I
37.
legitimately can't tell by looking at him what age range he's in.
Yeah, who said it? Somebody in a group of ours said he looks young and old at the same time. He's 37.
Oh, he's my age.
Yes. So he's ancient.
My age.
Old as shit. Awkward silence. Okay. So
sorry, I'm getting my stuff squared away here. Okay. We're good.
So anyway, lots of cool. There was some really cool, not even triple team, quadra team moves. The thing where they all jumped backwards off the post to the outside on a corresponding person. Insane. That looked so awesome on camera.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like in and out during 0 hour because I was cooking food.
Fair enough. And then they did the same thing into the ring, but poor Action Andretti appeared to get his entire face smashed at the end of this match somehow. He was bleeding. I couldn't tell from where. It looked like his nose got completely crushed. Tony Schiavone said he might be bleeding from the eye. Ooh. So I'm not sure if he had an orbital bone fracture or something, but I think Homeboy might be out for a little bit. That didn't look good. He looked fucked up. So he takes the pin. He kicked out a few more times after getting hurt too. Like he could have just let the match end, and he did not. So
yeah.
I mean, he took like a 450 and fucking kicked out of it. Like nobody would have blamed you for staying down, pal. So Action Andretti, big props to him for really just powering through. But that was a really solid pre-show. great video packages, just like,
yes.
Jesus Christ. If you didn't know what was going on in AEW and you watched that pre-show, you knew and you wanted to see it. Like, I really believe it. So be interesting to see how they did with buys and stuff, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about
that. So then we start the show off, Brett. The show
with fucking Jamie and Mercedes.
What a match.
Holy shit, that was fun. And it was, I'm gonna say it, man. They got me quite a couple times there. I legitimately was like, oh my God, Jamie's gonna fucking win this.
Yeah. Yeah. When she hit her with the haterade and, I mean, it really could have gone either way. Something that Mercedes, Joshi G brought this up to me is she wrestles differently in every match, and it's really tailored to her opponent. And she wrestled a much stiffer, more brutal style, but a lot of it was mat-based submission stuff.
Yeah.
And Hater was the super strong striker. I really thought that Jamie had to win this because the story with Tony writes itself. It's so obvious to me. She's British. They're going to the UK after, for Forbidden Door. To me, it was like, I don't see how you can go any other way. Maybe Athena fucks with Mercedes and costs her the match. Nope. They just had a great match and Mercedes won by the skin of her teeth.
Oh, and when she did win, I just loved her fucking running out of the ring. She gets the pin, immediately rolls out of the ring and just sprints up the ramp.
She's like, get me away from her.
She's like, I got it. Yep, I did it. Let me out of here.
Yeah, that was such a great match. I mean, it set fantastic. A very high bar for the rest of the show. I mean, I legit had like, that's going to be a tough one to follow. And they did
follow. They did when we get FTR versus Nigel and Danny Garcia. FTR coming out in the fucking gray track suits with King Hater Stokely, who should never ever not be with FTR going forward.
It's so good.
It's so perfect.
So good.
It's so goddamn perfect.
I loved when they were basically murdering Nigel on the outside.
Oh my God.
And Stokely runs by a camera and goes, "You suck ass, Nigel." And
I loved how much, because a lot of this kind of like started because of Tony and everything. Then FTR picking on Tony. And I love how much the announce table was used in this match, considering it's a match based around announcing.
Right. Oh, and I love that they worked Tony into the match a little bit. I loved FTR are amazing shitheads.
Oh, the best. Every time Cash would walk over to the desk and just start talking shit, I'm like, I don't even need to see you wrestle. Just
right. Oh my God. And like, what I loved was like, there was the one point where Nigel had his like kind of had Cash in a pseudo submission, his arms twisted behind his back. He's got him in like a hammerlock and a half Nelson. And he's like, say you're sorry to Tony. And Cash goes, I'm sorry, Mr. Schiavone. And then
fingers crossed.
And then he gets the upper hand and comes back and he goes, I have my fingers crossed, you old piece of shit.
All I could think about in that moment was that scene in A Christmas Story where the bully grabs one of them and he's twisted his arm behind his back and he's like, say uncle. The kid's like, uncle.
Yeah. FTR are walking this line between
when the bully gets bullied.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, and FTR are kind of like walking this line right now between being funny, but also being murderous psychopaths.
Oh, my God. It's great.
It's
great.
Really, really good. They're so much more interesting now.
Nigel still looks so fucking good in a ring.
That was his best match.
Yeah.
I thought he looked better in that match than he has in any of the others, and he's looked pretty good.
Yeah, no, he looked great, and I really do. I know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how everyone feels really, but I know I'm still on like the Danny hype train. I like
I
Danny
love Danny.
Garcia. I think he is like I see what Tony's trying to do with him. You know, he kind of, it seems like he wants him to kind of be that working class hero type of guy. You know, like he's the scrappy underdog. He's kind of the everyman a little bit. You know,
Right.
he's got fucking Daddy Magic by his side.
Right.
I love it. I'm here for it. The only thing is, you know, I'm not a fan of the ketchup and mustard, the Hogan gear, you know.
We got to de-Hoganize.
But
Danny.
you know, maybe one day we'll look at yellow and red as Danny Garcia.
Maybe, but like, I mean, if not Hogan, you look like a Slim Jim. I mean, one way or the other, it's. I do really. I'm a
maybe
huge,
it's a Macho Man.
go
tribute.
back to Red Death. Like that was a cool look. You know, I mean, I missed that. I thought Danny was going to turn on Nigel in this match.
I did too, man. Well, no, I thought Danny was going to turn on Daddy Magic.
Well, so I was considering a few possibilities in this one. Danny turns on Daddy Magic, which kind of in effect would be like turning on Nigel too. Danny turns on Nigel with Daddy Magic, and they both turn heel. They didn't do either of those things, but I think that is coming. I still feel like working class hero Danny hasn't landed quite the way they wanted it to.
Right.
As good as he is, he needs more. And I think Danny Garcia being managed by Stokely Hathaway. Oh, now we're talking. We're talking. Bring a little more, spice to Danny. I think that's
one of the spots I really loved in this match was like right at the start when Cash gets Danny over in the corner and he's like pointing to the ref, he's pulling my hair, and then he just fucking hugs Danny.
Oh God. It was so good. Yeah, it was so entertaining. God damn it!
Because the whole match, their whole thing is they're trying to like, hey, Danny, we're your friends, like like we still love you, And Danny's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. You've already like attacked me. You've beaten me up. You've like beaten up my mentor. Yeah. You've you bloodied Daddy Magic. You're picking on Nigel and Tony. You're assholes. What are you talking about? You love me. And what I think maybe the underrated thing, and you touched on it at the very beginning, is Cash is really the one driving the ship this time. Dax isn't up there going, I love my wife, I love my family. That would be a great way to get some heel heat, though. And maybe he just doesn't want to heal his family, but Cash is really doing most of the talking, and he's great at it. He's really good at it. And
I mean, I wonder if that could be something in storyline later, that Cash has been the one really pushing this and Dax is just kind of along for the ride.
Right. Could be.
Yeah, could be. FTR gets the win.
Yep. Danny passes out in a sharpshooter.
Yep.
Little Owen Hart shutout.
A little underwhelming for me.
Kind of it felt slightly anticlimactic the way they did it. It just, like it took Nigel, we're used to people popping up a little sooner, and so for him to be out so long on the outside felt a little forced, but, a minor quibble, whatever. Danny
didn't
passes
ruin
out.
Anything for me.
No, Danny passes out the sharpshooter. FTR gets the win as they should. We talk amongst friends that tag team specialists should always beat singles wrestlers, tag teams.
Yes.
And FTR did. And I think there is a turn coming. It'll be interesting to see how they get there. We'll see. I was wrong about almost everything on this show, so we'll see.
Were you? I was right on all of my picks.
Wow. That is impressive because I was very, very wrong. I thought Jamie was definitely beating Mercedes.
Nope.
Okay, so next match was super fun.
Woo! Ricochet versus Mark Briscoe, Chicken Man.
This
in a stretcher match, which is basically an ambulance match.
Yeah,
with the spite mohawk.
He had a spite mohawk. Yeah, he's like, I can still grow this shit, motherfucker.
And we also got that fantastic spot where he's got the goddamn cleaner and he's got Ricochet in a headlock, sprays his bald head and shines him up.
I'm like, wow, he is using skin irritation as offense. This is incredible. But yeah, he shined up Ricochet's bald head. Ricochet did a shooting star press onto a stretcher and missed.
Well, he hit the stretcher.
He hit the stretcher. He didn't hit Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, Briscoe rolled out. But these two killed each other.
This
Jesus
match
Christ.
was so much better than I expected.
No, this was like one of the sleeper matches of the night.
It's one of the best matches on the show, I think.
Yeah, like Briscoe when he finally got busted open, he was just squirting blood, man.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
God. He gushed.
He looked like a mess.
Yes. Oh my God. He was a mess. And
what do you think is in those bottles? Because there was a spot where Ricochet literally just squirts him in the eyes with it. Like, what do you think is actually in there? Like water food coloring?
Maybe water with some coloring in it. It's nothing that's going to like irritate or really hurt anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like if it was Windex or something, it'd be like, what are you guys doing? Stop it. But like, but no, like you wouldn't put that on a human head and like be like, well, that's just, I get paid a lot of money, I guess. No, it was awesome. At one point, Ricochet gets the scissors. He busts Briscoe open with them, but Briscoe takes him away. Then there's a second set of scissors. So many insane moments in this match. It really needs to be seen to be believed. Ricochet does eventually get the win. Briscoe looks like he's been hit by a bus. He's bleeding all over the place. Ricochet picks up a big win. It's his first win on pay-per-view. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Way to go,
Ricochet, which is deserved, man. I think he's been one of the MVPs of this recent run that AEW has been on.
Oh, he's
just, like killing it. It's a big part of it is because of Ricochet too.
100%.
He's a big part of what's been so much fun. He had his program with Swerve where he basically turned into Michael Douglas from Falling Up, and that was just like holy shit. Like I didn't know Ricochet could wrestle, could be this type of dude, you know.
Remember,
and he has just ran with it, and he is killing it, man. He's whatever you're doing, Ricochet, keep fucking doing it.
Just keep going, man.
It's so much fun.
It is so much fun. And on the pre-show, I'm not sure if you saw this, but he was doing an interview with Lexi, and he's like, "I'm gonna put you in the ambulance, and then I'm gonna let them drive you away in the ambulance." And he keeps saying ambulance. Like, this dude is funny as hell. Like, he's just so entertaining. I mean, he is from Kentucky, you know? So, like...
One of the spots that had me dying laughing, and it wasn't even like that big of a moment, was just when Ricochet first gets him in the stretcher, and he's huffing his puffing, he's got his back turned, and then you see the crutch kind of start poking out of the door. And so he can't shut the door because Briscoe is holding the crutch, and then he just sprays it with the fire extinguisher.
That was some Looney Tune shit, like $1,000,000%.
Yeah, it was slapstick, dude. It was
when
so
you see the crutch come out to block the door. That was like, I was dying. I was by myself, laughing like a fucking goon. Like,
God,
that was amazing.
We got a nice little Sabu moment. From Briscoe.
So many Sabu tributes in this match. Yeah. Briscoe kept doing the thumb or the finger to the lights.
Did the chair, the double jump off the rope in the chair.
I am such a Sabu mark. Like, this really filled me with some joy. Like, seeing the tributes to Sabu was so cool. He is such a fucking legend. And Mark Briscoe has patterned so much of what he does after people like Sabu and Mick Foley. In a way, Mark Briscoe is almost kind of the Mick Foley of AEW, right? Where he's like, this was two polar opposite cartoon characters just fucking kind of clowning on each other, but really going hard at it too. Yeah. Like, it was a blast. This match was so much fun.
And their styles, you know, like for being such different types of wrestlers, you know, because Briscoe does some wild flying shit, but he's not like a luchador by any means.
Right.
You know,
he's not a 630 guy.
They had great chemistry in this match. Like, every spot they were hitting, like no clunkers, just fantastic wrestling. They worked, all the spots flowed well into each
Hmm.
other. There wasn't a lot of like, it just felt like they were on the same page the whole match. And like
Yeah.
when Briscoe, oh man, when he gets up for that froggy bow, like towards the end, just face slash dripping and
Oh,
squirting blood all over the place, man. What an image.
it was insane. I love Mark Briscoe in a way that's hard to even describe. Like this man, what he's been through, and the fact that he didn't miss a beat. If he had, it would have been totally understandable, you
And
know?
there's a wholesomeness to him.
Oh my God. No, Mark a, he's become a legend,
Yeah.
like even as just a singles guy,
Yeah.
like the way he has picked up and kept it moving through this entire experience of losing his brother tragically, the damage that was done to his daughters that he had, the family trauma that he was experiencing, and he's doing what he's been doing incredible. And I love seeing Mark Briscoe on my screen. It just brings me
too.
joy. He
kind of is the Foley of AEW.
He really is.
Like anytime
Yeah.
he's on screen, you're having a good time. Sometimes it's a real bloody time, but it's a good
Right.
time.
And like Eddie Kingston's like the hardcore Dusty Rhodes of AEW, and
Yeah.
and Mark Briscoe's like Mick Foley, where he's so goddamn amusing.
Yeah.
I could go on about these guys all day, but Briscoe loses in a very like respectable showing, and absolute blast of a match. One of my favorites of the night for sure.
Oh yeah. And then we move into probably my least favorite match of the night.
But it was still good.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. I just didn't really care,
No, I mean,
because you knew there was no way Sons of Texas were beating.
I'm just not into Sons of
Hurt
Texas
Syndicate
in general.
I'm not either. I love Dustin Rhodes.
Me too.
I like Sammy's good in the ring. I don't really love him as a character or anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I just don't care.
I know Sammy has his fans. I think it's starting to become like nut up or shut up time for Sammy, where it's like, why are you still here? Like, look where Jack Perry is. Look where Darby Allin is. Look where MJF is. Look at the people who started around the same time as you. You've been suspended how many times? You've been given how many chances? Like, I get that you're friends with Tony, but like, put up or shut up, dude. Get over it or don't. But I don't know why he's on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
not right now.
Know. I didn't understand why they were in this match,
or even ROH tag champs. I mean,
like,
it just
kind of felt like a filler match, if I'm being honest. And I hate saying that because I don't want to be a shit talker or anything, But like,
no, I understand, and I definitely have a strong opinion about this one, and I hope Sammy proves me wrong. Is what I hope. But what I would say is this match over delivered for what I expected.
It did. Dustin Rhodes at 50-something years old, Jesus Christ, he still hits the smoothest snap power slam in the business.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's a thing of beauty.
We were talking in a chat about who has the best snap power slam, and we narrowed it down to Dustin, Samoa Joe, or in fairness, Randy Orton, because he has a really good
Randy
one.
Orton was definitely in that list.
Yeah, I would go either Dustin or Samoa Joe myself, because
even Cody has a good one.
Cody has a really good one. Yep. But I would say it's either Dustin or Samoa Joe because they're
Dustin
bigger.
has a better crossroads than Cody, though.
I agree. But I would say Samoa Joe probably for me, just because he's so big that it looks like it has the most impact.
Yeah.
But they're all good at it. I mean, but Dustin is so smooth. This guy is still working at such a high level. All love and respect to Dustin, and really all love and respect to Sammy. It's just like, prove yourself. Come on, Sammy. It's past time now. Let's do it.
I would have much preferred an established tag team from the AEW side to take on the Hurt Syndicate, because I think it builds the Hurt Syndicate more, and it gets AEW on TV rather than ROH. I mean, it's not a huge complaint. I don't really care. It's wrestling. I love it.
Right, right.
Well, I don't know. I just wish it was a different team, but
I think AEW has maybe booked themselves into a bit of a corner with Hurt Syndicate where they're so dominant that it's like, who can beat them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, where's Private Party? They just got killed and disappeared.
Well, I think they're also trying to get, I feel like they're still trying to get Hurt Syndicate over as a heel faction, but it's not working because people want to cheer for
their babyface. Yeah.
The Hurt Syndicate,
Well,
like,
and I think
we want to hurt people.
Yeah. And I think the story with Max is going to drag them into full blown baby faces.
Yeah. Yep. Because I think even Max, like if you see them come out last night, and obviously Max sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yes.
He's the only one of them in a blue suit.
Right.
They're all wearing black, you know,
Right.
and I love that visual because it's like something here doesn't fit and it's causing friction. And I think that's going to be the story of Max with the Hurt Syndicate, is the friction it's going to cause between them, because Max in his quest to be the greatest and to have everyone think he's the greatest and to never feel any ounce of shame in his life is going to end up embarrassing the fuck out of himself, or he's gonna cost them like a big time match or something like that because he can't control his emotions and he goes off like a fucking 13-year-old on Twitter, and I am excited for this storyline. I think it's gonna be great.
You can see the extortion that's going to happen here is like,
I'm
helping you guys win. I'm helping you guys win. What are you doing for me? Is where I think.
Well, even in this first match, you see Max tries to help, but he fucks up a couple times and gets in their way.
Right. He actually causes them to be less dominant.
Yeah.
Which is also not a great look for the ROH tag champs. Like, they could have been finished off way sooner if Max hadn't been there, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if that's the greatest look, but I don't care. Like,
but again, I mean, it does make them, because you got to think too, if you look at it from the other way, it's like, oh, this is an ROH team who almost fucking beat the Hurt Syndicate.
Right.
A pretty good match.
It was a very solid match. And I thought Sammy actually looked great in the ring.
Yeah, Sammy did. Bobby looked really good, man. Bobby was just beating the shit out of everyone.
Oh my God. He's just so scary.
Shelton everyone in this match looked good, man.
Yeah. I thought so. I don't know if you had the same thought, but there's that point where Max puts the ring on and he wants to hit the guy and Bobby talks him out of it. And then Bobby turns his back. And for just a second, I was like, is Max going to hit him with the ring?
Yeah.
And they kind of both smiled at each other. They're kind of both having a nice moment with each other. And I was like, is Max going to hit him with the ring?
That's the thing is, he got that thumbs up from Bobby, but he remembers it. It took Bobby some convincing. He wasn't ready on board.
Max is not going to tolerate the way he's been treated.
They better be careful. Max might try to become the new leader of the Hurt Syndicate.
The most telling thing for me was on Dynamite when they were doing the contract thing, when the lawyers met up and Max was it was Max and Mark Sterling with the lawyer from the Hurt Syndicate, and Max wanted to wash his hands immediately.
Yeah.
After touching it. And it's like, no, there's something going on here. This is a plot. And I think, Max, he has that rejection, whatever disorder. So, he didn't take Bobby's repeated thumbs down very well.
Nope. No, he didn't. But anyway, still a good match.
Yeah. Worst match on the show, and it was still very good. So,
well, that's the thing with AEW, I think, even because we were talking about this last night, because some people bitch about having to pay, $50 for a pay-per-view and you can go to Peacock for WWE. But I'm like, look, they don't even do it once a month,
right?
Like half the time we've got a free pay-per-view Wednesday and Saturday, but when they do a pay-per-view that you got to pay $50 for, you get fucking 10 matches on the main card, and every one of them is just front to back fantastic wrestling. They do very little pageant or they do very little promo or skit segments, it's just, here's some great fucking wrestling.
Here's the best wrestlers in the world doing wrestling. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that hard of a sales pitch, really. It's like,
no, it's not.
Nope.
And speaking of which,
yeah,
the next match, holy shit, another one of my favorites of the night.
Yeah.
We got one of my favorite current wrestlers, Speedball Mike Bailey versus the legend that is the Rainmaker, because
one of the greatest ever,
Okada, for the Continental title.
I loved seeing Okada be able to show out in this match with a guy who's just absolutely on his level. And Speedball looked so good in this.
He does, man. They gotta get some gold on that kid soon. Kid, I don't know how old he is. He's probably not even that much younger than me, but like, damn, I want to see that dude like go far. I want them to push that dude hard. I want him to be one of the top baby faces on the show.
I mean, by literal just reactions, like he's already getting there, like where it's a great problem to have, where you have.
Think about this. This summer, these look to be our big faces running into the summer. Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Swerve Strickland. Speedball Mike Bailey, Samoa Joe, fucking Will Ospreay, Hangman Adam Page, like that's Mark Briscoe, you know, like
this is insane.
This is when you had on any given pay-per-view, you would see Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind, Undertaker, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle. You know, that's what this is. That's what this feels like to me. This era of AEW, and like adding a guy like Speedball, you know, because one of the things I love about AEW is that while it's the most realistic kind of presentation of American pro wrestling, they're also not afraid to lead into the kind of goofiness of pro wrestling.
Totally.
You know, like Speedball looks like a 1990s, you know, Double Dragon fucking American karate master, but in the best way. Like, he doesn't feel like a cartoon character.
No,
you know?
he doesn't.
It feels like that's really him, you know? Whereas if it was in WWE, like, man, I feel like it would just be so corny. Like, it wouldn't work.
They would not get it. He would be in the Chad Gable spot is where he would be.
Well, because as wholesome and as smiley and whatnot as Mike Bailey is, and how kind of wholesome his gimmick is, like he kicks ass.
He's
dude.
a fucking machine.
Yeah.
Like, but holy shit, when he did the backflip off the top turnbuckle and Okada caught him with that drop kick.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts.
That was fucking insane.
Whole living room popped. Oh my
god, Okada looks so good in this.
The minute Okada finally got that pin after, because he hits that drop kick and then he sets him with the Rainmaker. I leapt out of my seat and just, what a goddamn finish was all I said. Like,
it was such a great match. Like, it was, you know, it was announced kind of at the last minute. It was like, maybe, was it the last match announced? It was, I think that and the Hurt Syndicate, basically. But, like, it really didn't have much story to it. It was just a New Japan style great fucking match. And, man, let's see here. It was 16 minutes long. It was so epic. I just
this is the best I've seen Okada look in a while too, because the last couple Okada matches I don't think were his best. I mean, they weren't like bad, but they weren't like, I didn't feel like I was getting full Okada. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I think Okada's more reserved,
sandbaggy and stuff.
Yeah, I think he's just more.
Man, him and Speedball, they just went. It was all gas the whole match. Like, Like, this wasn't feel each other out. See who's gonna, you know, this was just balls to the wall.
Yeah, this was crazy. And, you know, for me with Okada, I think he is still, you know, he's been learning how to be an American wrestling star. He's done a great job. I think that, you know, you see him in those moments like during the C2, or you see him, you know, it's not like the guy doesn't still have it. He's just saving some reserves. And a guy as smart as him is saving for the American audience to see what he's like at 100%. for the right moment, and that'll be versus Kenny Omega at All In, I'm pretty sure. So,
can I say one of my favorite spots in this match is, so for those who don't know about Speedball, who is 2-0 against chubby comedians who used to work for SNL. Rest in peace, Chris Farley and John Belushi. Yeah, anyway, for those of you who don't know, Speedball wrestles without shoes. Like, he wears kick pads, but he doesn't wear shoes. And I loved that they did a spot where he runs up like he's gonna kick the shit out of Okada on the outside, and Okada moves, and he stubs his toe on the ring steps.
Kicks the ring steps super hard.
And acts like he's bouncing, like he's holding his toe, like he stubbed his toe. And I was like, man, I appreciate that, because he gets a lot of shit online for not wearing shoes. And then I love that kind of stuff.
And then he immediately turns it into a crane kick spot.
Yeah.
It's like, the guy understands his gimmick so well, but he
But not only that, right after that crane kick, he runs into the ring and he does his running, where he jumps, where he hits the rope that's right in front of him, and he does kind of like a sideways. He does a shooting star press, but he floats sideways to get outside of the ring, and it's unreal.
It's unbelievable.
It's the only way I can describe it is like he hits the rope, backflips, and while he's flipping, he literally, it's like a gust of wind just pushes him a little bit over, like he's like the game-winning field goal at the Super Bowl or something,
Yeah, it's like hand of God shit. It's just
hand of God,
the hand of God. But amazing match, right outcome.
And I will say, the only person right now who I'm not going to think is a complete beta cuck piece of shit for wearing red, white, and blue shit is a Canadian. So
that's right. Speedball is definitely not a beta cuck shit. Yeah.
No, definitely not a beta cuck shit. Definitely
calls
not.
themselves an alpha all the time. Yeah.
But after that,
yeah.
We get Tony Storm. Timeless Tony Storm.
Decked out.
Versus Mina Shirakawa. And Tony looked like she was ready for a night out at the Moulin Rouge.
Yeah. And on maybe some drugs. Like she.
C'est soir.
Yes. And she, and Mina Shirakawa.
Moulin Rouge.
This match was way better than their Forbidden Door match last year.
It was.
It was better.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Mina has moved heaven and earth to be a better wrestler in the very brief time that I've watched her. She is incredible. She could get over on her gimmick, but she doesn't. She continues to improve. And I respect that so much because Mina isn't.
I think she just seems so passionate and like she's having so much fun.
Yes.
And I think that's why you love seeing like that growth from her, because it seems like it comes from a place of like, I fucking love this and I want to be the best at it, Yeah.
Well, and I believe she got into the business in her 30s. So it's like, she's like 37, 38. She's not, it's really funny because in Stardom, as people come out, they show, their height, their weight, and their birthday. And with Mina, they show the date, but not the year. And, it's just because, Mercedes told a story about how Mina met her before she was, a wrestler and said she wanted to get into the business, but thought she might be too old. And Mercedes was like, fuck no, you should keep going for it. So just really cool to see how much she's progressed. She did a running tornado. She did a running thing where she jumped over a chair, did a spinning tornado, and splashed Tony Storm on the outside. I was like, dude, Mina's doing lucha shit now? Like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, she had a real good springboard tornado DDT early in the match.
Yep. And the way she punished Tony's legs this whole match.
She was hitting those dragon screws, man. Yep. And they looked painful.
I was
but in a good way, not in like
no, right,
fucking,
right.
They looked great though. She looked great in this match, but those dragon screws, man, her and Okada were dragon screw maniacs.
They were. And Tony was obviously determined to get Mina over to a greater degree. Tony really wins by the skin.
Luther was out there in Butler gear and like tan cowboy boots.
It was awesome. Awesome.
And then Luther got you. I loved when Mina does that move over the top of him while he's on his hands and knees. And then Tony uses him as a stepladder to get back into the ring.
Luther has been such a fun part of this entire thing from day one. You know, because he was at this point with the Spanish Announce Project, and like it was kind of like, what's he doing here? You know what I mean? Like he was really there, and now he's like, don't ever let Luther go. Like Luther's forever, man. Like
that's Tony's butler.
That's Tony's butler, and it might be the greatest gimmick he ever has in his career. You know, but it's like, no, this guy's he's Jericho's age. Like he's been around for a long time, and you know, was kind of a nepotism hire because he's friends with Chris Jericho, and but man, he has proven his worth time and time again. He's so funny. He's always willing to be the foil. I love the thing where he's mad at somebody. He does the "I'm crushing your head" with his fingers thing. So much fun. Tony wins.
He's great
with a Storm Zero by the skin of her teeth. She just barely beats Mina. They have a very routine congratulatory kiss after the match.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, you love to see it.
Yeah, you do. And Taz is like, maybe friends kiss. I don't know. And then Excalibur says to Taz and Tony, well, I want to see you two kiss. And they just kind of pass by that awkwardly.
What could have been?
But Brett,
what?
We've been talking about a party. The
Holy
party
shit
hadn't even started yet.
My God.
Dear Lord in heaven.
I don't even know how to talk about this match. It was fucking insanity. So
this is ECW with a budget, baby.
I was like, my first thought is, okay, so whose theme is going to be playing for like the first half of the match, And the last people to come out are Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks.
To a drum roll, flute, weird, fucking patriotic sounding theme.
The 1776 drum corps. They've got it's Mount Rushmore with their faces on it.
Yep.
Was it William Tell and Aaron Burr or some shit like someone pointed out?
Probably.
But they read the Declaration.
Hamilton and Burr or something. Yeah.
They read the Declaration of AEW or something.
Justin Roberts reads this extremely long, self-congratulatory, fart-sniffing.
But it's written as if it was written as one of the founding documents of our nation.
And he pulls it out and it's on parchment paper. Yeah.
And then the fucking Bucks come out dressed in frilly shirts with the Revolutionary War garb on and shit. And they fucking wrestled the whole match with the coats on.
That popped me so hard. Was just they never took the coats off.
Never took the coats off.
And when they do the swerve dance mockingly later in that outfit,
it was so good. And especially because they were on Team Death Riders, which has kind of already had that radicalized fascism vibe to it,
right?
And then you get them in the cosplay gear coming out reading where the founding fathers
they are the idiots that don't belong. They
so fun.
The Bucks when they are just they are literally the lamest white dudes who are trying so hard to be cool and they suck so much ass.
It's so funny.
It's the best. It's best.
So good. Fuck. Oh, what about Kenny though? When he came out, he looked like a goddamn superstar with that entrance. He had the
shield.
He
looked like Captain Canada, baby.
Swerve came out in the Predator gear.
Oh, that was a dope entrance.
Was sick as fuck. His video was like the heat vision, you know?
Oh, it was cool,
that was
man.
Sick as fuck.
They had the lasers going on.
Yeah,
that was dope.
But so the match starts and everyone's just brawling, you know, like an Anarchy in the Arena match, and the flute and drum music is still going.
Yeah,
but then it switches to I'm so excited, you know. I'm so excited.
And you remember they had used that as the theme to Dynamite on the first episode of Dynamite this year on Max, and there was such an outcry about it that they stopped using it.
Yeah,
I love this. Is the kind of shit that AEW used to do all the time. That I just
I need to find so they did that, and then Kenny grabs a microphone in the middle of the match, and he goes, wait a minute. This doesn't fit the mood.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're going to play some 2000s alternative rock music.
Yeah.
Tells everybody if they know the words to sing along, and Let the Bodies Hit the Floor starts playing, and the arena explodes. Swerve does a backflip over the fucking rope to the outside. But one of my friends posted that moment online, and he wrote, "This is the type of lowbrow shit pro wrestling needs to embrace instead of pretending to be some high class theater." And I agree. Like, this is the shit that makes me love AEW. Like, there was no reason for them to do that, but it was like, this is gonna pop the crowd. Everyone's gonna fucking love this. It's gonna be a moment people remember. Like, don't take yourself so seriously, you know? And I love that AEW doesn't. It seems like what I really love about AEW is I don't wonder why Tony Book's match is like, why are they doing it? Why? Because I know it's because he thinks it's going to be fun, you know? And it's not like, we have to tell this, you know, insanely deep story, and even if people don't like it, we have to keep doing it, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, people are going to love this. We should do this, you know?
Yes. And I think that this match was really a testament to doing chaos in a controlled, smart way. I loved the like NFL red zone, like the four screens, like so you can follow the action. Yeah. Well, and so like one of my favorite parts of the match isn't even about wrestling. It's so Kenny's like, cut the fucking drum music, right?
Yep.
And they start playing I'm So Excited, and Kenny looks like, what? And then he like tries to get into it, and then Swerve starts dancing to it, and Kenny's clapping his hands, and they wrestle for a few minutes, and then Kenny's like, you know what? Nope, this doesn't work. They go into Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, and I am transported. Okay.
Oh, I screamed. We all just started laughing our asses off.
Oh my God. It's like, dude, this felt like ECW. This entire match could have been an episode of Hardcore TV. Yeah. It was so much fun, but choreographed and planned out
so many good
so
spots.
well.
So many
my
good,
God. Wheeler Yuta getting chucked off the fucking balcony by Hobbs.
Kenny hitting the backflip off of the moonsault.
Yep.
You got Swerve who was driven in on a pallet on a forklift, and leaping Swerve stomp onto the stage off of that. Kenny hit a one-winged angel through a exploding table.
Yes, that was rad.
You had Marina and Willow brawling outside, and Willow just starts chucking bottles at Marina and then smashes one over her head. They get back into the arena, and Willow gets her fucking plug ear chained to the turnbuckle. Like, Jesus Christ, you had fucking, oh my God, you had Claudio. So the way they ended the music, because you remember a couple of years ago when they did it and they had Jericho break the soundboard?
Right.
They have Claudio big swing Swerve right into the fucking speaker. But then he's like looking all happy at himself, and then out of nowhere, fucking Hobbs just trucks him,
barrels him into like a bunch of travel crates.
It was so good. There's just so many spots I like don't know like how. Oh, one of the best was what they did with the staple guns. When
Oh,
Swerve's,
yes.
everyone's like trying to hit their like rather than when Stone Cold runs in and hits everyone with a stunner.
Right.
Swerve's just hitting everyone with a staple shot. He gets what does he get? He gets Moxley in the chest. He gets Claudio in the fucking head.
So Claudio tries to lift him for the big uppercut. So he throws him off the ropes and he throws him in the air, and as Swerve's coming down, he just staples Claudio in the head.
Yep. And then he gets dropped to his knees.
Yeah.
And because Marina, or no, it was before Marina gets him. He gets to his knees somehow.
It's Matthew Jackson
comes in with a staple gun. And he's holding it up and cheering, and then he looks to Swerve, and he's like gonna go to hit him with it, and Swerve just so nonchalantly staples him in the nuts.
It was the nonchalance that really got it over, where it was like, this is amazing. It was
just like, boop.
Yep. And even when he gets lifted for the Claudio spot,
Boop,
he just very casually just staples his head.
And when Mox ran by and he just got him, like that's what made it so good.
He's like a staple gun ninja, man. You just can't like.
Oh, we also can't forget the match starts with the ops come out and there's no Joe.
Right.
So we're like, where the fuck is Joe? The match starts, and then the match starts because out of nowhere, while the Death Riders come out
from all sides,
they're staying in the crowd, and that's kind of their like game plan. You think make them come to us, but then Joe bops up behind Claudio and just starts hammering the shit out of him.
Yeah, right. And Claudio and Joe fight on the outside, literally
they go to
outside the arena.
And I was like, why don't they go farther out there? That would be funny if they were like in the middle of the street. And then I was like, well, that might be dangerous. Like,
right. Or
like
they don't have a
people
permit.
Don't know what's going on. A cop fucking drives by.
Right.
Fucking
there's these two dudes brawling, and there's a camera crew. But like another real high point of this match was the ladies make their way eventually into the ring, and I was wondering, like, they're gonna have to cross-pollinate at some point. Like, you can't just have like
sure did
them fight each other the whole time. At one point, Willow just starts spearing bitches, and she's like, she spears Yuta, she spears both the Bucks. They just made her look like a fucking powerhouse in this. And then Kenny goes on a Snapdragon suplex spree, and it's just him and Marina left in the ring, and she tries to attack him, and he like catches her leg, and she's like, do it, you coward, and she spits in his face.
Yep.
And Kenny kind of has this look like, you bitch. And he Snapdragons Marina. She took it so well. It looked brutal as hell. This match is utter chaos. We kind of talked about the ending already, but
it ends because Swerve gets the big pressure Reeboks.
What a great spot to promote his shoes, by the way.
With the tax.
Yep.
Hits the Swerve stomp on
Nicholas.
Matthew. No, it was Matthew, wasn't it?
No, Matthew went through the table with Kenny.
Oh, that's right. That was a fucking wild spot.
Yeah.
They hit that little springboard thing where where Nicholas bounces on Kenny's back and he, bounces over the rope.
Yeah.
But he bounces to the outside where Matthew catches him for the power bomb through a table.
That was brutal.
Such a rad spot.
That was brutal. And then Kenny and Swerve were the last two men standing with the Bucks. And Kenny kind of drags Matthew to the outside and one-winged angels him through the exploding table.
Yeah.
And Swerve hits the Swerve stomp with tacks in his feet. And then after the match, Swerve sticks his tongue out because Marina had stapled him in the tongue.
Yeah,
there is a staple embedded in his goddamn tongue. This motherfucker couldn't get any cooler if you tried.
No.
Swerve is the shit, man.
Yep.
Insane.
That's all. I don't know what else to say. It was just
it's just
best
chaos.
Anarchy in the arena match they've ever done.
Oh, by leagues. Leagues.
That's coming from someone whose favorite AEW moment was Gas Can Eddie.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's not to say the others were bad by any stretch, but
I'm already like, how the fuck are they going to top this next time?
Well, you know better than to ask that.
Because they have to make this a yearly match. Like this has to be this to me. This is how WWE started doing, like, they did the first what you call it, fucking the Dusty Rhodes match that everyone fucking loves.
Oh,
What's
War
it called?
Games.
War Games, yeah. This is kind of like their War Games match to me, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Blood and Guts is really their War Games match, but I think like this kind of trumps Blood and Guts to me.
It does. I think this should be their every year you do an Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing.
Yeah. And you couldn't have had better talent involved in this. It was a perfect blend of different styles. Gabe Kidd gets involved.
What I would love them to do with this? I'm sorry. Just because we were just talking about, doing it every year. Mm-hmm. Maybe not every year. Like, maybe do it for the next couple years. Like, do it next year and then maybe one the year after. And then don't do one for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because then it does become that thing where, you bring it back and you get the moment where someone says Anarchy in the Arena for the first time in 2 years.
Right.
And people will blow,
Yeah. And I think, one other thing that we should mention was that Gabe Kidd did get involved.
He did. He brought the case out.
Hook came out with a golf club and beat the shit out of Claudio.
He didn't look too happy with Samoa Joe, though.
No, he looked unhappy, and he just basically brained Claudio with a golf club and then walked away very dejected. Yeah. So there's more to tell there, obviously.
I was a little shocked that there was no returns in this match. I was expecting...
Oh, but there was, Brett.
Well, there was. Okay, yeah. Well,
there was a bloody chicken made his presence known.
Yeah, there sure was. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell that spot, and then I'll continue my thought.
Briscoe got thrown in the ambulance and in the stretcher match, and
the ambulance was still out there.
I loved that they had the continuity that the ambulance was still there. And at one point, basically all the Death Riders and Gabe Kidd get thrown into an ambulance and locked in. Okay. And, like Willow and Hobbs and Samoa Joe, all the ops guys, Shibata, they're all like kind of making sure they can't get out. So that leaves Kenny and Swerve with the Bucks. It was so badass. It was just like the good guys just got a big moment together. And, and then Mark Briscoe, had gotten involved before all this. He returns. He's still caked in blood.
Yep.
The mohawk makes him look more like a chicken. Yeah. And he is just this insane, wild ass redneck motherfucker who is just out there doing crazy kamikaze shit.
Flies off the stage, helps as Gabe Kidd gets involved, he evens the score. I think that would have been the Eddie Kingston spot if he was able to do it. Yeah, I was expecting maybe Eddie Kingston, maybe Jack Perry.
Yeah, I thought Jack Perry might play a factor, but I like that Gabe Kidd was involved. He had to, because why else would he have been involved in the other two, like the last couple weeks of television, Yes, and so
I think he was kind of a stand-in for Pac.
Yes, he was.
Pac,
and I think
Pac, I don't know, what is it, Pac or Pac?
Pac.
Not
I like how Jay White was like Pac, Pick, or Pac. Yeah,
Pick.
But it was a lot of fun. Just a fantastic match. It was a blast.
Amazing. Beautiful.
It just felt
it's what wrestling. It's what you love about pro wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like, even if you're not like a death match person or whatever, like these matches are just fun.
It's so fun.
They don't take themselves very seriously, but they're still like great. Like you got that John Moxley just stabbing Hobbs repeatedly in the head.
My
with
God,
fork.
That was brutal. That was brutal, and Hobbs bleeding like a motherfucker too.
Yeah.
And Hobbs
was great, dude.
He was made to look so strong in this match.
Yeah,
I loved it.
He was like a monster.
He really was. He got stapled at one point and just shook it off, and clubbed with chairs and shook it off. I mean, Hobbs looked like a fucking monster.
Insanity.
But we could talk about it all day. We gotta keep moving here. So
because there was still a couple more matches.
I know. I know. And at this point, I'm like, maybe that should have been the main event, because how are you going to follow that, right?
Yeah.
So they have, and this is
they sure did, though.
This is a testament to Glendale, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
They were a great crowd, because in what should have been the death spot, you had the Paragon, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong versus the Callis family. Really fun match, and Glendale did not totally die during this match.
No, man,
the
crowd was great throughout this whole show.
They stayed in it to the degree that you could expect. You know, it wasn't a super long match. It was about 13 minutes long. And the Callis family
I was saying last night, this is also, a testament to what's so great about and why it's worth it to pay for like these AEW pay-per-views.
Right.
Like, this is the cool down match after the crazy shit right before the main event. And it was a goddamn banger trios match.
It was a really fun match. It could have been a Collision main event or a Dynamite main event if in any other time.
Yeah.
But this is literally something that could have been a main event on a TV show was your cool down match.
Yeah.
And it still featured Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly takes the pin. Very, very good match. And I think Kyle Fletcher and Adam Cole have a date with Destiny coming up at some point in the near future. That's a great feud for Kyle Fletcher to be in. But everybody looked great in this match. Don Callis was very amusing on commentary. Then he leaves commentary and Lance Archer sits in on commentary and was actually extremely amusing himself.
He was. Did you see him taking selfies and talking shit to the
Oh, my God. He was great. He was great. No, he was a lot of fun. But, Brett.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
I
want to shout out, though, real quick, just because I love the image of when someone, Kyle O'Reilly, he gets the guillotine on Fletcher, but Fletcher, like, rather than going to the ground, just holds him up. I think that always looks so cool.
Yeah.
When someone's like holding on for the guillotine, rather than taking it to the ground. It just looks so painful. I love that.
Yes.
But yes.
Yes.
We got
absolutely.
Such a surprise moment.
So this is where the pageantry hits the zenith. These entrances for the main event with Hangman Page.
Wait a minute. You forgot a moment.
Oh, did I? What did I forget?
Yeah, you forgot our little surprise at the end of this match after Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta come out, and they're all beating the shit out of Paragon, and then we get Brody King's music hit.
Oh, my bad. Yes, we did.
And Brody comes out with Tomohiro Ishii, and they're standing at the top of the ramp, and you're like, what? And then Brody looks back, and you're like, wait, who's coming? Is Buddy Matthews back? What the hell is this?
Yeah.
No, psych, wrong. It's fucking Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yep.
The ace.
The ace, whose knees are so fucked he walks like he shit his pants. But you know what? He hits a really clean looking sling blade.
He did, man.
Once he got in the ring, that dude can still turn like a motherfucker. And just get him off the ground, or that motherfucker and Gravity still have a very standoffish relationship.
Oh, my God. You love to see it, though. It was just
you love to see it.
You know,
you love to see it.
It's another one of those good, like, especially since we didn't get any big returns or anything from anybody, having Tanahashi as a surprise is pretty
Come
cool,
on. It's in his retirement year.
He's on his farewell tour, Have him come in for this. Forbidden Door's a couple months away. That was fun. And this could definitely set up something for Tanahashi.
I think so. I think Tana will be in a multi-man at Forbidden Door. I think Gabe Kidd being there with the Death Riders is also setting something up for New Japan.
Yeah.
And I think it might end up being like the War Dogs versus the Death Riders, honestly.
That could be cool.
That could be super cool. But I think none of it somehow, Brett, after all of this crazy shit, and we are just marking the fuck out right now, just talking about it. After all of that, I'm like, I don't know if these guys knew what they were getting themselves into trying to main event this show. Because, like, how are you gonna top that?
Oh, they sure did.
This is the match of the night by a lot.
Down.
It's maybe my favorite AEW match. I gotta give it some time.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
way up there if it's not, though.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it again after this. Probably.
I watched it again just before this.
Oh, did you? Yeah. I had errands to run, and I don't wake up early.
No, you had
to...
a life, yeah. I have the day off, and I woke up in such a good fucking mood after this. So the entrances were fantastic. These were like WrestleMania caliber entrances to me.
Yep, both men got a video package before.
Yes, Hangman's was so good, where he's like kind of setting the stage, where he's like looking in certain directions and little images of the Swerve's house burning down, him hitting Swerve with the chair and almost killing him.
The crib,
like all the journey he's traveled. If you weren't
comes out in the fancy pants.
I loved his entrance. Okay. So because of how subtle it was.
Yeah.
Where like the neon cacti like start illuminating under the stars.
Yeah.
And
that was sick.
I love his music. He comes out in the rhinestone cowboy attire, but with the
pink fringe,
with the glow in the dark pink fringe and shit. So fucking cool. So badass. Hangman is
cool as fuck too.
Hangman's a real deal babyface again. I love it. That's where he belongs. Will comes out with the stained glass, like church kind of vibe, like he's having a holy spiritual experience. It's him cutting from various segments of his promos over the last few weeks. Will Ospreay has become one of the best promos in wrestling. It's unbelievable how good he is now. Brett, this felt like as big a pro wrestling match as they get. It really, I love the way they lit the ring differently. They lit the ring side differently for this match.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Going into it, this is why I was so stoked about this match, and why I think it did live up to being the main event, is because this is the first main event AEW's had in a little bit where I I thought I was pulling for Hangman, but because I think he deserves this at All In. I think he deserves that.
Absolutely does.
Will's time is coming, absolutely, but I don't think it was there yet. But this was the first time I legitimately, for a while, was like, I could see either guy winning. I have no idea. I picked Hangman, but truth be told, I had no idea. It was either one, and man, they really let that stay in my mind throughout this whole match. I mean, they hit it just balls to the wall. Within the first like 4 moves, Hangman already goes for a buckshot, misses, and off of the miss, Will tries to hit the hidden blade and misses. Right. And god damn, it just didn't stop from there.
The psychology in this match was so spot on, where it was like they knew that all this big shit had happened. I loved the character work by both guys. Will showing flashes of that unserious little dickhead that Swerve punked last year, and Hangman playing it very emotionless in the beginning, and like he's taking this deadly serious.
Well, with Will, what I kind of, you had that moment where Will, when they got to the shootout. Which
oh my God, what an amazing moment.
But Will's just flipping him off and yelling at him. And it was like, it felt very Kyle Fletcher,
yes, it did. That's a great
that
point.
Moment of, you son of a bitch, you goddamn piece of shit. Like, why can't I beat you?
Right. Like fuck you. I hate you. Yeah.
It wasn't and I loved that. I love that for Will's character, because that is so much of like where he is as a character, is he's learning to be, quote unquote, a man, how to be a serious person, and how to be a top guy, even though he already is, but it's his character,
Will could have won this match, and I would not have complained one bit. Okay. Like, I wanted Hanger to win, because Hanger is the best in the world right now. I truly believe it. Just the catalog speaks for itself. He is the best, but he's the most compelling character in wrestling by far.
Yeah.
And he's a great in-ring performer as well in his prime. And him versus Moxley is going to be absolute batshit awesome. But I think what happened in this match was they both played their parts perfectly. I loved the call out spot to their mutual rivals.
Yeah.
Where Will, who's got this storied history with Kenny, even though they patched it up, hits the V trigger on Hangman, who has the storied history with Kenny, even though they patched it up. And then Hangman eventually counters with the JML driver big pressure move of Swerve, who's got a history with Ospreay, even though they patched it up. And Hangman's got the history with Swerve that they haven't patched up. There's so many little things in this match we can't possibly describe. There's a shootout moment where you think of Will saying, "I'm calling you out, Hangman."
Yeah.
The shootout in Arizona, the shootout in Glendale. Will tries for a hidden blade. Hanger hits him like a fucking shit ton of bricks.
I thought that was the end right there.
I thought it was too.
But no.
I thought it was too. It was so close. They weren't done. This match, I'm telling you, it might be my favorite AEW match. It really might be.
Yeah, it was insane.
It's as good as it gets. It's as good as pro wrestling gets.
The finish when you had,
Will's kicked out of everything Hangman's got. Hangman's kicked out of everything Will's got. The only move Will didn't hit Hangman with was the Tiger Driver. That's the only move, because he only hits that when it's over. And he didn't hit it on Hanger, but it's
Hanger goes at the end. Hanger goes for a buckshot lariat. Will misses, or sets him up for the Stormbreaker again. Hanger pops out, kicks Will's arm away when Will's trying to hit a lariat.
Yep.
Spins around, hits a fucking lariat of his own, flies through the middle rope, hits the buckshot, gets that pin. Crowd lost it. You could see the emotion just wash over Hangman in that moment. And that's what makes him so good.
And the entire arena and me, like, I'm at my house with goosebumps and a tear in my eye. Seriously. I have never, ever in my life shed a tear over a wrestling match. This was the one. Like, it felt,
hit, dude. It hit.
It was everything you wanted and more.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, how can they pull this off? And they exceeded what I thought was possible. Like, everything about this match was perfect. And Will Ospreay is one of the most unselfish, insanely talented wrestlers. He will get his day. He will get his match with Hangman again, and he will beat the Hanger at some point. But it just wasn't today. Will looks like he's in the best shape of his life right now.
Yep.
My God, he looks so cut and so ready. Hangman, what fuse Shawn Michaels with Stan Hansen and you get Hangman, but better than both. Like, it's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
You know what I love about that Hangman did a lot in this match that you don't see from a lot of wrestlers is he was doing a lot of countering Will's arms and hands with his feet.
Yes. Lots of kicking away.
Yeah, lots of kicking away punches and kicking away strikes. And man, it was just a cool kind of, and one of the spots that really got me, because I love when you can you see the scouting going on, scouting your opponent.
Right.
When Will goes to hit that that kind of handstand springboard off of the rope, and Hangman just stood and waited and caught him and hit him with that suplex. Like, just beautiful. I love that because it's the scouting your opponent.
Yeah, and Will caught him with the hidden blade going for the buckshot. Like, he flipped over the rope and nailed him with a fucking buckshot. Yep. And then another thing that was really cool about this match was the story they were telling about striking, which is Will cannot stand toe-to-toe with Hangman, right? And there's one moment in this match that I thought was so great where Will's chopping away at Hangman. He's trying to just wear him down. And Hangman literally puts his hands on either side of the rope and corners Will. And Will looks like, oh, fuck, I can't get out. Like, I'm stuck. Then later in the match, Will finally is so sick of getting knocked the fuck around that he goes full Ibushi on Hangman.
Oh, I thought
the palm strikes.
Yeah.
That was so dope. And he knocks the shit out of Hangman.
I will say, like, I don't know if he like was doing this consciously, but when they switched to, because that was supposed to feel more like a shoot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The way Will's body, what do you call it? His body, what's the word I'm looking for?
Contorts?
When someone's like, their body posture or whatever, or the way he was carrying and moving and stuff, it felt real. It felt more real than a normal wrestling match. Because it was like, it was almost like you saw the switch flip and the strikes became more like realistic looking and stuff. But it was a shoot, but
it was a work.
It felt like a real shoot,
No, it did. And I mean, what I loved is like
smashing his head on the announce table. Like,
yeah. Well, and I love that Will got to the point where like, dude, stop. I'm not going to be bullied by you anymore.
Yeah.
Because Hangman's the bigger guy and he's throwing his weight around and kind of using his size advantage to bully Will. And Will just finally fucking snaps.
Yeah.
And
well, they were calling that the whole match, saying how Hangman's got the power advantage.
You talk about,
and there's a spot where they're kind of wrestling around, that they're standing, and Hanger just hits him with a right, and Will just kind of like, boom.
Oh yeah, no, he's
falls
like,
over like a bowling pin.
Yeah, and there was another spot where Will, because Will chops hard. He's a really good striker. And they were selling that like he can't hang, where he chops Hangman and Hangman chops him back. And Will looks like he's breathing tough. Like he's can't catch his breath. There were so many little things they did perfectly in this match. I mean,
I think for me, like the story that made it so good was, it really was Hangman kind of beating the shit out of Will, but Will would get his moments in.
Yeah.
But it was one of the first times someone had an answer for most of Will's offense,
Right.
And it felt like, Will was trying to wrestle just a standard Will Ospreay match, but Hangman was ready at every turn,
Hangman was calm and he was prepared. And I think what really they did in this match is establish that these guys are basically on the same level, and Hanger just caught Will, and same match, different night, maybe different outcome, but this was Hanger's night.
It really did. And I think what made this so good was that when they did get to that finish, and this is what both of these guys do so well, but especially Will. I love that a lot of Will's matches, his big time matches, it really is just who the fuck gets that final strike, and it's that last battle of reversing each other, and it's like, God, who's gonna hit it, And that's what this was, and you got, Will tries that Stormbreaker, then he tries to hit that lariat. Hangman gets the kick to the hand, spins around, hits that lariat, quick buckshot, boom, like put him down.
I think, it's so easy to marvel at the athleticism of Will Ospreay, right? But Hanger showed what a great athlete he is in this match. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, usually you don't see, I mean, he could just be like a stone cold type brawler, but no, this guy's hitting moonsaults. This guy's like,
he's hitting moonsaults. And it was also like the way he took Ospreay's moves, like the Stormbreaker, he did a perfect fucking rotation on that and made it look like death. And then the final part of this match. So Hanger narrowly beats Will. 1, 2, 3. I'm fucking like out of my mind happy. Hanger starts walking up the ramp, and then he turns around exactly like he did at the end of the match with Swerve It All In. And he looks back and you're like, wait a minute, what's he doing? And he does what he didn't do the last time. He walks back. Ospreay's sitting there. Ospreay's reaction to Hangman being there is perfect. He's trying to kind of ignore him and then he's finally like, well, you're not going away, are you? And he kind of looks up at him like, what else do you want? Hanger puts his hand out. They shake. I'm a teary mess. Like, I don't do this with wrestling. Okay. I love the shit. It's the greatest shit on earth, but I don't react like this to wrestling. This was amazing because it's closing a loop for both guys. Both guys leveled up, you know?
I think it's safe to say that this is going to be probably the most fun I've ever had as a wrestling fan is probably going to happen this summer, is what it feels like.
Unbelievable.
Like,
Unbelievable.
if this felt like, it's kind of funny, you know, because I feel like WWE's been like kind of throwing out like the term civil war and stuff, you know, kind of hinting at like, oh, I'm going to war with AEW or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, this felt like the first fucking shot. And this was, AEW's taking it, dude. I think this is the summer of the elite.
This is just like everything that I love about pro wrestling.
It was
this match, this card, this AEW in 2025. I posted this on Blue Sky. It's not just the best AEW's ever been. It's the best pro wrestling can be, really. It's like everything that's great about pro wrestling is what AEW is doing right now.
I think it's what a lot of us held out hope for a long time that WWE would go back to being, and they didn't. Mm. They've gotten a lot worse, in my opinion. Yeah. But this just felt like, man, this was the first time I felt like, even though, you know, AEW is my number one company for watching, this was the first time I actually felt like, oh shit, they could overtake WWE this year. Like, if they keep playing their cards right.
I just think
the crowds are growing again.
Yeah.
I think people are sick of the MAGA bullshit that WWE has been doing. They're sick of having to watch assholes like Logan Paul get like main event, like high talent booking when there's actual wrestlers, you know.
They had Ron DeSantis.
I know Logan's put some work in, but like, I'm never going to see that guy as a wrestler. I'm going to see him as a piece of shit grifter, you know?
Yeah, he is a piece of shit grifter. And they had Ron DeSantis at the NXT show.
Yeah, I mean, someone
and he got booed in his own state.
Yeah. I mean, it just, I don't get it. But I mean, you look at an AEW show, you look at this show, how much black talent was positioned in top spots, you know, how many women were positioned into top spots. You had women in the goddamn Anarchy in the Arena match kicking men's asses.
Yep.
You've got queer trans stars like in AEW that are treated like wrestlers rather than just some weirdo, you know?
Right. Or just like a box to be checked, you know, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like I look at AEW and I see a diverse roster of just talented human beings. And like, that's it. To me, it more reflects the world we live in, you know, like
it does.
And then you watch WWE and it's like, look at all these white dudes. You know, and it's just like, man, it doesn't feel like a representation of the world that I live in anymore. Whereas I turn on AEW and it's just a party that everyone's invited to, you know?
Absolutely. Well, and I think, you know, the other thing too is, you know, for all the reasons that people really freaked out at the end of of Dynasty when Swerve lost. This was what they wanted, which was the catharsis of triumph of good, right? And I think it absolutely justified all the decisions that they've made up to this. I'm loving the Death Riders right now. I'm loving, you know, there was all the stalling, kind of like just kind of kicking the can down the road kind of stuff. But goddamn, this is Jon Moxley, man. Yeah. Like, he's one of the greatest of all time.
And I thought of this too, you know, like, so yeah, the death, like Jon Moxley has been the champion for so long, but even some of those weeks where there wasn't much happening with the Death Riders. Yeah. Like, I just looked at those moments as, okay, there was a different story we were telling this night, but they're still part of the show, you know, like, the main event guys don't always have to be the entire focus. Like, sometimes in a real company, there are going to be matches that aren't just the main event guys, you know? but they were still part of the show causing chaos. And especially when you're trying to get someone over for like this long ass type of title run, I think you are going to have some weeks that like they're not going to be the main focus of the show, but they're going to be a part of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, we're not to the important part where we find out who's going to really beat Mox. This is we're just building some time, you know?
I feel like AEW right now is right where WCW was before Starrcade 97, where it's like all they had to do was have Sting decisively beat Hulk Hogan, and you've just wrapped up one of the best stories ever. Okay. All they have to do is tell the story of Swerve and Kenny and all the AEW baby faces being behind Hangman and have Hangman decisively beat Jon Moxley, and you land. You're done. It's over. Like, you've told an amazing story. That's all they got to do.
Yep.
Just do it.
And
AEW.
it sets up so much good stuff, because then you've got a rematch with Will in there. You're probably definitely going to have another Swerve in there, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah. And you give Hangman the prestige world title reign we thought we were getting the first time. You give it to him this time. No fucking Punxsutawney Phil in the mix. And you show that Hangman is the guy. And he's always going to be the guy. He is the main character. And so I can't think of a better guy to make your main character, honestly. He is so great. And
yeah. And by all accounts, a good human.
He sure seems to be, doesn't he?
He sure does. Dancing at that Pink Pony Hanger Club.
God damn it, Pink Pony Hanger Club. That's right. Well, Brett.
What a fucking show, huh?
What a fucking blast.
You know what? I just love pro wrestling, man.
Me too.
And shows like this are exactly why John Oliver said, wrestling is better than the things you like.
It's so true. It's so true.
Okay, bye.
Bye.